my friend, bro, this is so embarrassing, convinces me I should give 2 guys head at the same time on the beach, spring break. And I do it. There was no kissing, no anything. It was literally just like, you do this. And I'd be like, okay, can you guys finger me? Like, can you guys go now? Like, it was literally like a trait, and they didn't even want to. Oh my gosh. So I was just like immediately like offering, like, this is my value. Like, I would immediately present myself as, let me do something for you sexually, because now I know you want to hang out with me immediately. Well, I'm really grateful for my friend Nina. You know, I know Nina? Yeah. She's like the one who got me to finally stop, because like obviously I was never going to tell my parents about it. So she like got through to me. I get lipo, and all of a sudden my like body that was like cute and like, you know, like little big tummy and little legs becomes like, all of a sudden I have a shape, and my stomach after I get the lipo makes my butt look bigger. The same way that I finally took accountability that I was hurting myself with sex and caring what people think and trying to fit in. And so I think the more I take accountability for my life, like the more space I have to like empower people more.
Kailey Anna, I am so happy to have you here. For those that don't know you yet, can you please share a little bit about yourself?
Well, I guess from the outside looking in, I am a confidence influencer. Well, I hate that word. And I empower girls for a living. Woo!
I love that. So you teach a lot of like confidence tips and just like relationship tips, makeup tips. You're literally the one-stop shop for, I think, up and coming or young women that are just becoming women.
Yeah, I've been trying to find my audience, but for now, yeah, young women building up their confidence. A lot of teen girls or girls our age, but yeah, confidence.
I love that. Around. So where does your confidence come from? And have you always been this way?
Okay, so on the way here, I was thinking about the positive things in my life, just reflecting on here, because, you know, I'm like always so hard on myself.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've not always been this way, but I do think I had a head start because my parents, I literally think what attracted my parents was their confidence. My parents are both wildly confident. Like, honestly, like too confident. Like, they need to calm down. But I definitely think that gave me like a place to come back to, even though I definitely lost it all. Even though they drilled it in us so hard, it was almost like I had this surface level, I'm amazing. Like, my little sister, when she was 13, she'd be like, I'm amazing, I'm amazing. Like, I've always had this like, I'm amazing, but the deep down part of it is where I have definitely had to overcome, because
So it's like, why am I amazing?
Right. And like, why am I getting treated like this? Because amazing people don't like the way I used to get treated by guys. Not amazing.
Tell me more about that. What's your experience like dating, like as a teenager, college years, and up until now?
Ha ha ha. Okay, so I've never had a boyfriend, period.
And how old are you?
27.
Okay.
But no guys ever liked me. Or they never, okay, that's actually not true. That's just how I perceive it. When I was in 6th grade, I had my first boyfriend. I had a boyfriend.
Okay, you heard it here first. Kailey Anna has, in fact, had a boyfriend.
In 6th grade, I forgot about this poor man. Shout out to Adam. I will not say his last name. But anyways, I had this boyfriend. I was hanging out with the wrong group of people, bro. I was in 6th grade. Yeah, I was with the bad girls. Yeah.
What are bad girls?
Like, you know, the ones who like hang out on the street outside of school and like.
What are you doing bad in 6th grade?
I wasn't, but it's like the girls who kiss too soon, who talk to guys too soon, who like wear really, really short shorts.
Okay.
Like the ones who like get tattoos and piercings like really young.
Okay.
So I was hanging around with them, had my first boyfriend there. But besides that, then I got into middle school. That's when guys started telling me I was ugly.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And no guys ever liked me. So my only perception of myself was these guys telling me I was ugly. And then, then in 8th grade, I went on a cruise. And this was a wild experience for me because no guys ever liked me at my school. And mind you, I was obnoxious and a really mean girl growing up. Like, really mean. Like, I would bully the guys bad.
Only the guys, though.
No, I'd bully the girls. I was a bully. Yeah.
You were a bully?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
What?
I know.
That's crazy.
I know. I was like top tier bully, bro.
Why?
I think it was my way of expressing my insecurity in like a different way. It was like feeling in control. But I was a bully actually since like I was younger. Like not anymore. Now I'm like the opposite of a bully. I like see through like everyone. But I was a bully.
That's why it's shocking to hear.
I know. Because no one ever admits they're a bully. Like everyone's story is like I was bullied.
Okay.
I was like, I was a bully. I'm sorry.
You know what? Okay, just something I have to say I love about you is you are so open, like brutally honest, especially about like your insecurities, your struggles, and that's something I really admire. We're gonna get to that, but okay, continue.
Yeah, so I was a bully, and so that was definitely like I didn't create space for guys to like me because I was always bullying people and like being mean to them. But then in 8th grade, I went on a cruise and I met this friend group, and the cutest guy of the group, who was super cute, like real cute, he liked me, and that was my first kiss, and it was magical. We were like on the back of the cruise ship. He was like, out of all the things, he's like, what do you think those lights are? I'm like, do you think it's a star? Do you think it's a plane? And he's like, whatever it is, you shine brighter.
Oh my God.
Wait, we kiss? We bump teeth? Literally. Epic first kiss. And I was so, my dad always drilled in our heads, make sure your first is a good one with everything. Your first kiss matters. Don't do it on spin the bottle. So I was really proud of my first kiss because I was like, it was a little magical moment. And I remember like I was thinking about it for days. But it was my first experience with a guy liking me, and he was a cute guy. Then it gets bad from here because then, bro, this is honestly really bad stuff. I don't know if I've told you. I have not told you this stuff. But yeah, then I don't know how open I'll be, but I guess I'll be open. I don't know how open I should be about my dude experience.
However you feel comfortable.
I'll just pretend no one's watching. Anyways, then I'll be fully open. So then I think my next experience with a guy was at Jewish camp. And the counselor was dating like a girl I was friends with. And I think I was a sophomore at this point. So like 8th grade, sophomore. Sophomore year, I had never kissed anyone since that cruise. And I'm at Jewish camp, and I literally kind of just get like peer pressured to giving a guy head.
The first time ever?
Yeah, like I didn't even talk to him. I wasn't even like friends with him. Like it was just like go meet up in like the back or like somewhere in the camp and like do something. Like it was like, you know, cool. Like go do that. And like also I remember them telling me I had like DSL, like you like, and it was like, it kind of was like I was getting attention, you know, like, oh, okay, like I have DSL. For anyone who doesn't know what that means, it ends with lips. And so anyways, I met up with that guy, did that, never talked to him again. Like that was just whatever. And then this is where it gets really bad. Then my junior year spring break, so never talked to a guy since then. Maybe at Jewish camp I like made out with random dudes that I don't remember, but nothing like that I remember. Junior year spring break, my friend, bro, this is so embarrassing, convinces me I should give 2 guys head at the same time on the beach, spring break. And I do it. Like literally didn't kiss them before. Like I literally just like walked away with them, like gave both these dudes head literally at the same time, and like that was it. And then this is so fucked up.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. What were you thinking in that moment? The first time and then the second time? Like, what made you go through with it and actually do it? And then how did you feel during and afterwards?
Well, the first time, like, as in Jewish camp, when it was just, like, really... I feel like the first time I don't even remember it. Like the second time I remember a lot clearer because it was like a lot like more messed up. But the first time I kind of felt like it was like two innocent people just like doing whatever. I didn't really feel like the guy was like using me like the second time where I was like so vulnerable. Like I feel like we were both kind of vulnerable the first time, whereas like the second time, me and the two guys, like they were friends and they were like football players. So for them it was like like it's like me and you and this girl's just like a prop, which I didn't realize that at the time. I felt like, oh, I'm getting attention, not from one guy, but like two guys want me. And I felt like proud of it. I was like, they like me, they want me, you know? And I felt like no other girl would do this. Like I just did that, you know? And like, I'm so bad.
And did you get like validation from whoever it was that like encouraged you to do that? Did you get some kind of like dopamine hit or reward after that?
I mean, definitely a lot of attention because I could tell people, or like, first of all, I remember pretending I was drunk. That was like my excuse, but I never drank like that. But I got so much attention after. Did you hear what Kailey did? Kailey just did that. Kailey did that. Like, who does that? And I was like, yeah, I did that. Like I was receiving so much attention for it. And no one was like, why would you do that? Everyone was like, I can't believe you did that. Yeah. And I was like, yeah.
Okay.
It gets worse. It gets worse. No, it actually gets really bad.
Okay.
Okay.
Then
I started like reaching out to those guys, and I was like always trying to like, this is really messed up. I was like just like always trying to make plans with them because I was like, it felt like they were like, I had like a thing with them, you know? So I would meet up and I was like begging to see them. Like, I'm like, do you guys want to meet up? Do you guys want to meet up? And I think I'd be like, okay. There was no kissing, no anything. It was literally just like, you do this. And I'd be like, okay, can you guys finger me? Like, can you guys go now? Like, it was literally like a trait, like it, and they didn't even want to. Oh my gosh. So then, and literally I had, obviously was not like telling my parents, and like none of my friends knew better. But anyways, so yeah, I would see them like this. Now I have a car. So like we would just like, they'd come in my car or like I'd go in theirs, and it was like my like source of validation, like meeting up with these two guys, sometimes together, sometimes apart, and like pretty much performing for them and getting attention from that. And then I started doing it to a bunch of guys, like a lot, like all their friends, and like I was just so like proud to be like, because also then they taught me how to perform for them, right? And so then I was the girl, like no one performed better than her at doing that. So I literally like dead ass in my city was like praised by the guys in a way, in like a way that I didn't realize was bad, but it was like no one does it like Kailey. And I like felt so much, I thought that was something to be proud of. And no one told me, like literally no one who knew about it told me like, why are you doing that? Like, ew, like gross. No one, like, so I just thought, or like maybe a few hater girls, like girls who when they got mad at me, they would like say something and I'd be like, whatever. Like I didn't, yeah. But yeah, it was really bad. And then it actually gets even worse.
what were your friends doing or saying about this at the time? Or
Did
you even tell them?
No, I told them all. I told everyone. That was my like, I thought it was the best. I literally thought it was like the coolest thing ever.
Oh my God.
I was so excited to meet someone and just tell them that I did that and like that I did crazy things. I was just like I thought that was, because everyone's reaction would always be like, whoa, you did that? Like, that's crazy. But all my friends at the time, we were all young and vulnerable. They were all doing the same thing. But actually what's crazy about this
they were doing the same thing,
but different, because I wouldn't have sex because my dad literally drilled me, do not have sex. Like it was, but he never said anything about anything else. So I literally, I didn't have sex whereas like my friends would. So my friends wouldn't, for me, it was like I would give head to any guy for attention. Whereas for them, they would build more real connections and then like have sex or like have more of like something meaningful. For me, it was literally a full on exchange. Like I'd be like, hey, what do you do? Like to a random like guy. Like I was just like immediately like offering, like this is my value. Like I would immediately present myself as, let me do something for you sexually. Cause now I know you want to hang out with me immediately. No one can do it better than me. Like that was like, I didn't even talk to these dudes, bro. Like I literally wouldn't talk to them. It would straight to me serving them and then maybe like, or the other way. And then I was convinced, like seriously convinced that it was equal because they were fingering me or they were like, and that's it. They were never doing more, like maybe a few times, but in general, they were just fingering me. They weren't even giving me, like it was, but in my head, it was like, whatever, that was the transaction. And my friends, I guess their transactions had like a little more like depth to them because they wouldn't just like meet random guys, but they would also have sex with guys. So I kind of felt like, well, I'm not having sex. And like, that was like the funny, weird thing about it too, which like gave me this pride is like, I'm like the girl who like doesn't have sex though.
Yeah.
And like no one can convince me to have sex. And I remember like, I just felt so much pride in like being different and like being like, there was no one who was like me.
Yeah.
And like, I thought it was the wrong way to be unique.
Well, what advice would you give to that version of yourself? And for anyone else that may be experiencing something similar?
Well, I'm really grateful for my friend, Nina. You know, do you know
I know
Nina?
her, yeah.
She's like the one who got me to finally stop because like obviously I was never going to tell my parents about it. So she like got through to me. But I would just tell her that like there's a difference between getting attention and like being loved. And like it's not cool for a guy to want your body or want something you can provide for him. The end, bitch. Don't ever talk to them again. So, yeah.
And at what age was it that you learned that and decided to change the way that you choose to be unique?
Well, I haven't gotten to the part where it gets worse.
Do you want to go into that?
I'll go there if you want to. Like, I don't care. I've just never really had a space to share this stuff, but I've always wanted to, like, one day be open.
Yeah. Well, speak your truth.
So then then I go to college doing the same things, but then I start meeting my friends. Oh, my friends in college. I love them. I love them so much. They taught me how to get respect actually initially because they were like these like bougie girls who were like, I went to USC in LA, which is like bougie town. They call it University of Spoiled Children. Like literally a thing. Yeah. And so at first I get there and I'm like doing the same stuff, but then, and also like literally there is stuff recorded of me like from this time in my life. Then, please don't share that, Lord. Anyways, so then I meet these girls and they're so bougie and they're like, he didn't give me flowers. Like, what? Like, that is so rude. Like, and I was like, whoa. I'm like, wait, how do you get him to do that? Like, I was like, so like, and I was a fast learner. You know me. I learned fast. So when I saw that was possible, I switched immediately. And I immediately stopped. Like, yeah, my memory's a little blurry, but like after freshman year, completely done messing around with people. I would expect queen treatment. I was very like, take me on a date, red roses. Like, yeah. And it changed immediately once I knew that it was possible. Because my friends in high school, none of us knew. They didn't tell me. And there wasn't the internet where there was like, I never saw any girls online preaching, this is how to get respect. And honestly, to the depths that I'm going into now, I've never really told the girls like this real stuff that a bunch of girls hooking up with guys, having sex with guys, and they don't realize it's not cool. And they don't realize like the depth of it. So I never have known how to share like this part of myself in like a 60-second video. So I'm grateful for this. But anyways, yeah.
And it helps me understand you as well, because I know that you preach like, you know, hookup culture is just not it. But I never understood why. Like, I didn't understand why you were so passionate about it. And now I get it.
It gets worse. Okay. Really bad. You won't believe where it goes.
Oh my God.
It's really bad. So then I become bougie. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. But then I find some guys we have little flings with, and I never do anything with them, but it's like cute and fun, and then it just doesn't really go anywhere because like there wasn't like real depth, so blah, blah, blah. But then one day, the way I lost my virginity, well, it's kind of like there's kind of two stories, because one was with a guy who there wasn't that much depth with, and I was like, let's try it for 2 seconds. And I was like, I don't want to do that. Never mind. But I feel like because I did it for 2 seconds, it kind of made me less like strict on my like, I'm not doing it. And so anyways, like a year later, my senior year of college, which was very late, by the way, to lose your virginity. I was 21, still a virgin. 21, okay? You won't believe where this timeline goes, because I haven't had sex since 23, but from 21 to 23, so 21, I meet this guy, and I've never had a guy like me before, like for real, where it was like, he does things for me. So we met in Vegas, and once again, I wasn't drinking or doing anything. We just, of course it's Vegas, but we just like happened to meet. Then he drove out to see me in LA just to like be with me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's like coming just for me. Like, you know, and then he went to San Diego for something, and then he came back to see me. And so I was like, screw it. Let's just like do it. And like, I don't remember like the depth of it, or it being like I know it was like I liked him and he liked me, but like he lived in Australia. Like that happened. Then he went home and never saw him again. Then I was traveling 6 months later, and like again I had like an actual connection with a guy that obviously compared to the connections I had, we like actually really liked each other. And then I flew to London to see him, and then that was the second guy. Okay. Now, after the second guy, I was really struggling with my weight, and I go back to LA. Like, I'm back in LA. This is my senior year. I'm 21, and I started getting cool sculpting. Do you know what cool sculpting is on your body?
Is it like, I don't know.
It's like a procedure that says you like will lose fat. So I'm like 21 doing this on my parents' credit card when they don't know I'm doing it. Shut up, mom and dad. And it like isn't really working, and like I'm struggling with my weight. I'm like always dieting. It's like a mess. And my friend, this girl, tells me, you should get liposuction. Like, why? Like, just get lipo. And I'm like, once again, I'm not telling anyone I don't know. And I'm like, I need lipo. Like, I'm like, yes, I need it. So I always had a bigger stomach. Like, actually, I wasn't like a girl who was like, oh, I have a little pudgy stomach. Like, I actually was built with like, I still have it, but less than it was. But like, I actually had like little legs and a big stomach. And I get lipo. Oh, and I always had a butt. So I get lipo. And all of a sudden, my like body that was like cute and like, you know, like little big tummy and little legs becomes like, all of a sudden I have a shape, and my stomach, after I get the lipo, makes my butt look bigger, because the illusion, right? When you have a smaller stomach, you have a bigger butt. And I always had a butt. So my mom, and by the way, I didn't tell my parents, no one knew I was getting lipo. And when I see my parents are like, my mom, actually, my dad didn't notice at all. My dad doesn't notice anything. My dad doesn't notice when my mom changes her hair color. But my mom is like, Kailey, what did you do to your butt? And I'm like, nothing. Like, I didn't do anything to my butt. And yeah, and she won't get off of my butt. She's like, what did you do to your butt? I'm like, nothing. But that's all to say that when I got lipo, my body turned way more sexual and way more mature, because all of a sudden I had this figure instead of, or at least way more of this figure than I did of like girl with a little tummy. Mm-hmm. And I went to the bar with my friends, and I meet a guy who's 40 and I'm 21. And, oh, mind you, sorry, also important, I have been watching porn, since I was literally 8. Like, I discovered that stuff young, like really young. I don't know when everyone else discovered it, but I was on the internet really young. And I always watched bad things, not like make love. It was like girl with 8 guys and bad things and like a lot of like abuse that I didn't realize was abuse because to me, it was the internet. Like that is what sex is. And so this 40-year-old guy and me, like pretty much he gives me my first taste of like, I guess a little bit of abuse. And I'm like, that was amazing. Like I've always wanted that. Like that's literally my mindset. I'm like, yes, like abuse. I have no idea. And after that was, mind you, 3rd guy I've ever slept with. And now this is where it gets bad because I was in with my college friends. We were in a room. I remember this so clearly. I'll never forget this day. I'm sure they all forgot it, but I remember this moment. I was like, guys, like, how do I make, like, I'll never be able to make all my fantasies come true. Like, and my big thing was like, from everything I watched online, I was like, I want to have a gangbang. Like, I was like, that was my dream. I thought that was my fucking dream.
I don't even know what that is. Is that like an orgy?
I'm so glad you don't. Because that's great that you don't. That means you haven't seen the stuff online I have.
Actually, don't answer my question.
No, I feel like the people should know what's messed up.
Okay.
It's one girl and a ton of guys.
Okay.
Yeah. So I thought that was like my dream. Like I thought like that was my dream, like to have that. That was my fantasy.
Yeah. So
then I was laughing because I'm like, wow, I'm really spilling it all. So I tell my friends that we're like all sitting in like college girls' night, and my friend's like, Kailey, we live in LA. Of course there's something like that. So I apply for a exclusive sex club by myself. Just me, myself, and I. No one's telling me to do this. No one's up to date. I'm just like, perfect. This is my dream. Da da da. Find this exclusive club where I have to send in an application, FaceTime the founder that I can make it in. The couples pay $2,000 to get in for one night. And if you're an approved single, you have to tell them your fantasies, blah, 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 and you get in for free.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. And like the single men paid a price. So I'm thinking I'm going to go to this thing and have my first, like have a freaking gangbang, which was crazy. Mind you, I've had sex with 3 guys at this point. And I get in, I literally by myself at 21, go to this party. And, oh, this is where it gets crazy. So it was all couples there. Like I thought it was going to be a bunch of single guys so I could like live out my fantasy. But it was all couples. And I met this one other single girl. There was no other single girls there. It was like all freaking couples. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to have any story to tell my friends. Like, let's just like get in the pool. Let's just like skinny dip, whatever. So I skinny dip and I'm like, whatever. Like that's my story for the night, whatever. Then when I'm leaving, like when we're about to leave, this guy like kind of like touches me on the way out. And he had me possessed, this man. He had me. So he was with a woman. And, oh, mind you, everyone has masks on. A lot of people have masks on.
Did you have one?
I came in a mask, but I think I had taken it off. But like a lot of people, like even if it's just over their eyes, like have masks on. And then I hook up with them. And I remember I went to kiss her. And I was like, this is my first time ever kissing a girl. And she was like, literally, like, it's all like sensual and like dark in there. And she's like, what? Like, she freaks. She's like, what? Like, who are? Because, like, mind you, like, these people, like, there's no like 21-year-old who's like there fresh, like just like, da, 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 da. Yeah, I'm like new. I have no idea what I'm even going to. Like a lot of people in these crowds, like this is like, they're like doing this stuff all the time. But I like with them, like we did all that and I never said no to anything that they wanted to do that night. Like I was just down for it all. I was like, sure, let's try that. Let's try that. Like whatever he said, I would do. And I took so much pride in that because like what they would say is like, oh, we've never found a girl like you. Like we've never found someone like you who was down for anything. And I was like, I've never found someone like you guys who was like down to like try anything. And so it was just like, we both them two and me, we felt like we have never found anyone like each other. But now I know we had never found someone as fucked up as each other. But back then I thought so deeply, we had never found something as like we're meant, like this is perfect. And then I remember I called my friend after. I'm like, hey, I'm coming back. Can you please? Because they're coming back to my place after that night. And I'm like, hey, I'm coming back. Can you please throw all my clothes in the closet? Because like my place is a mess. I didn't think I'm like.
Wait, you were going to go back to your place with them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because they lived far away. So we went back to my place. My college, like, I had my own place, but it was like my college, like a college freaking place. And they come back.
Did you have roommates?
No, I don't have roommates. Okay. This is my senior year. I did junior. But anyways, so they come back and like that night, like I think that the sex I experienced with them is like the equivalent to like eating 10 cakes in terms of food. Like we are meant to eat healthy and feed ourselves to live. But if you indulge in 10 cakes, it'd be really good. And also imagine indulging in 10 cakes, but you never got full. And like or your favorite food. Like that is the equivalent to what I view the sex I had with them as, was just like, I thought it was the best thing ever. And I thought it felt like the best thing ever. I didn't realize until months and months of like soul pain that everything I was experiencing was actually pain. I thought it was a high, and it was a high. It was a toxic high. It wasn't the high of meditating or working out. It was the high of being literally fucked up internally and hurting yourself. I didn't realize it was self-hate. I thought it was love. It was literally the highest form of self-hate, what I was feeling with them. The same way if you were eating 10 cakes and indulging, but no one talks about this stuff. So I didn't know it was self-hate until I met this woman on a plane who was 55. She was 49 at the time. I think now she's 55. Actually, her birthday's today. Oh my gosh. That's so ironic. I need to call her after this.
Yes. How old were you when you met? And I'm assuming you're talking about Nina.
Yeah.
How old were you when you met Nina?
I think it was in 2017. So 8 years ago, and I'm 27. Does that say 19?
20?
20. No, yeah, I was definitely 20 when I met her because I remember she helped me through my weed addiction. I had a really bad weed addiction, and she would help me through that because she was in AA. But then, I met her when I was 20, and then I told her about this couple and that I was seeing this couple, and she was like, oh, well, but mind you, after the whole couple thing happened, it gets worse, but we can skip the rest. But that's like the main of the bad is like my relationship with this couple. And
how long did it go on for?
Well, it was only like, I don't know how many times, but it was only like, I would say like 5 or 6 times. Like, but it was like, I wonder if it was, I think it was about like that many times, but it was like 2 years, but it was like, they have kids.
5 times
I didn't know.
within 2 years.
Probably 6 times within 2 years. Okay. Like, I would like see them every few months. But like when I would see them, I wouldn't stop thinking about it for weeks. Like it was like, like I said, like it possessed me. Like I would dream about them. Like I like was obsessed with them. Like I felt so seen by them. And also like, because I've never been like liked by a guy or had a real connection with a guy, it was like so much attention on me. It was like both of them were all their attention was on me, and I felt so like seen and like loved by them, and I felt like there was no one like them. Like I thought they were like they were like this to me, and I was so young, and they were also, by the way, they were 40 or like, and I didn't know, but like they had kids. They were double my age, and like so to me, I'm like, hi guys, like I'm like this like young girl, and they're like these like grown adults, and I'm like, hey, and they're like, okay, we've never had a girl like you, like we've been looking for someone like you, and I'm like, that's me, like I've never found someone like you guys, like I was so vulnerable. But Nina started telling me like, Kailey, you don't like this, like you don't like it. She would drill it in my ear, and then they kept telling me I didn't like it, or she kept telling me I didn't like it. And then one day I'd get sick, by the way, every time after I saw them, like sick as freak. And I'd always get my like blood test after, because I'm like, did I get something? Because I was always sick. No. I wouldn't even drink sometimes. I never really drank like that. But I like sometimes I drank, but like no, I know it wasn't drugged. It was definitely not the drinking.
Do you think it was just psychological, that your body responding to the psychological aspect of that relationship with them?
Yeah, I think my body, that's what I learned, because I would get tested and I was always negative for everything. Like I would get like 40, I'm like, but I know it was that my soul was sick from it. It was like if you would eat, you know, if you ate 30 chocolate cakes, your body would get sick if that's all you ate. And so I was putting self-hate inside me. Like I was being like, literally like, sorry, this is like a little bit weird word choice, but I feel like I was being drilled with self-hate by him. Like I feel like he, you know, when you have sex, it's like, I love you. Like, I love you. I feel like he unconsciously was like giving me himself from a place of, I hate you.
Sex is an energy exchange, and it's a super intimate thing that if exchanged with the wrong person can be super damaging to your essence. And I'm sure that's why you got sick.
Yeah, definitely.
So from when you started that so-called like relationship to when you talked to Nina, like how was that transition to where you finally had the strength and the courage to say, I'm not going to be doing this anymore?
So Nina never backed down. She always told me to stop. But the only reason I actually stopped, because I was addicted to them. Like anytime they would text me, the reason why it feels like more than 6 times is because there were always like these text interactions between of like, it was just so hard to see them because they both had children and lives and like lived in different places. But the only reason I ever stopped, ever, I don't know if I ever could have, is because I got so sick for a month. I was shivering in bed just from seeing them one night. I couldn't move. I was literally so sick. It was, I was physically sick. I had literally no choice but to never see them again. Like it was like God gave me that sickness to stop because he knew nothing else would have made me. I was actually addicted to them. They were my favorite thing in the world. I never, even now, like I'm finally at a point where when I think about it, I don't get excitement at all. But like even a year ago, like the thought of them still, like I knew it was bad, but it still like excited me. Like I feel like I fully have overcome it where now I'm like, ugh, I would never. But like before, like literally even a year ago, like, and I hadn't seen them in years. Like I was still like kind of texting them here and there, like, hey, like I'll be in town. But then I'd be like, no, I can't do it. Like, but I still wanted to deep down. Like now I really don't. But it was like, it was the only way I was going to stop was getting that sick. I was psycho.
So what are you looking for now?
Well, it's funny because I feel like that is something that like, you know how like relationships come with baggage? like painful back. Like what's funny is because I haven't had like an intimate relationship and like my only like my relationship with my parents is so healthy and like all my friends is so healthy, but with intimacy and like sex especially, like I've always been a little bit like, I guess I just feel a little bit bad that like I'm bringing that pain to a partner because I don't know how like opening up to like a man intimately is gonna be. Like I think it's gonna be like bring up a lot. But I think I know what I'm looking for now. Like now I know like what real connection is. But it's also hard too because like literally I had a FaceTime date yesterday and I really liked him. And then I called my mom and just to like let you know one last thing about the whole thing. The only guy besides them that's like a main character and point in my life is this 40-year-old guy, a different one who like I saw on and off for like a year and a half, 2 years, like kind of like in the same time as the couple. And he and I accidentally like fell for him, knowing like I knew I would always tell him I'll never be with you. Like we were not like-minded, we were not similar, but I kind of fell for him anyways, which is why I feel like I'm very like if I meet someone and like they're not it, I'm like I'm not opening my heart. I'm not about to like go on a date and like get to know someone who I know isn't the one. Like if you are example A, like if you don't want kids, like you know there's certain deal breakers where I'm like I'm not gonna go on dates, I'm not gonna give it a chance. And so anyways, I finally like I get along, like most of my friends are older, and not all of my friends, but a lot of the people I easily get along with effortlessly are older. And I like FaceTimed this guy and I like really liked him, and he was Jewish and he was driven. He was like a lot of the, you know, basic things I look for that I do think are hard to find. And he is 41, and like I haven't even talked to a 41-year-old since seeing like that whole but mind you, I haven't had sex by the way since 2023, 2022, 2021. No. 2020. Okay, so in 2021, this all happened. I saw that the 40-year-old once in 2022. But besides that, I haven't seen anyone, like I haven't had sex since 2021, besides like that one time in 2022. Like, so I've really been like, but what's crazy is that like from 21 to 23, like that all happened and like never again since, you know? But anyways, I forgot where I was going with.
The guy that you had a FaceTime date with.
Oh, yeah. My mom was just like, Kailey, I forgot that was old because I used to talk to 40-year-olds like 5-6 years ago. And so I went on these crappy, stupid dates with these little immature boys who were literally making sex jokes and like, I'm going to go party with my friends. I'm like, let me move up my age range. And I moved it up to 41, not considering that 41 is 14 years older than me. And so now I'm like, oh, crap, I can't talk to 40-year-olds either. Like, let me move it back down. Like, I'm still going to go on a date with him, but I'm just like, crap. Like, I do want to find someone my age, you know, like.
Well, aren't you contradicting yourself?
In what way?
In the way that you just said, I love your big smile. In the way that you said, I'm not going to go on a date with someone that I know isn't like my husband, but now you're like, I'm going to go out with him anyways. So
he's definitely like, this just happened, and it's definitely like very in the forefront of my mind of should I cancel because of the age. But it's like,
because of the age solely?
Yeah. I think if the age was 7 years or 8 years, but I do think 15 years is pretty crazy. Like, not that it's not doable and it won't make it work, but it's like, that means like when I'm 40, you're 55. Like, it's not like, that means when I'm 70, you're 85. Like, the older you get in life, it's like, I think that it could work. I don't think age is a deal breaker, but I wouldn't choose that when there's hundreds of guys my age I could find, you know?
Yeah. So you think you're going to cancel maybe?
Yeah, I think I'll probably cancel, but it just sucks because like we did vibe and I like have to make up another excuse, which shouldn't be hard for me, but I'm used to it. But yeah, I probably should cancel.
Well, hearing the depths of your story, which I've never heard like this in depth, so I'm like really grateful I get to know you on another level, because get to understand you to a whole nother level. And it's honestly like, I feel like night and day compared to who you are now and how I know you to be today, because we only became friends like a year ago or so. So today you are a totally different person and you completely turned your life around. You know, you're no longer involved with the couple, you're, you know, dating very selectively, you're no longer addicted to weed. Now you've built a personal brand for yourself. And honestly, from the outside looking in, you're living this dream life, you know, traveling around, and you live in New York and you're creating content, you're empowering women. So how did you, as I would say, quantum leap into this whole new version of yourself?
Well, I'm very proud of myself for my growth with guys, because I feel like I know people who never like really change, and I feel like I'm grateful to my higher power for giving me just the courage to finally learn, and like the ability to learn and see, because I feel like I do have a gift of like learning, and it took me a lot of pain to learn that one. But I think once I overcame like the guy thing, I always knew I wanted to be really successful. And I view my life right now as a little sprinkle of like the giant like I want to create in this world. So I think that when I was able to learn from my mistakes around guys and my, you know, mistakes around weed, it like created space for me to step into my purpose. And I think really like what my life even is now, to like getting to where I want to be, where I'm like as big as Taylor Swift and Kim Kardashian, is just like removing more of those toxic things from my life. And the more I can let go, like the more I can learn and grow, the more I can empower other people to learn and grow, which is like why like the things I am able to teach on is like, stop having sex. I don't have sex. Like, stop trying to fit in. I don't try to fit in. Stop caring what people think. I don't care what people think. But like I'm really proud of myself, because I'm almost like, I swear, bro, I just know myself. I'm like this close to like conquering my relationship with food and conquering my relationship with productivity. And like when I conquer those, like that will allow me to empower more and like step into another quantum leap. But it was funny because my friend the other day, she was like, I had one video being like, I'm so sad, like on my private TikTok, I was like, I'm so sad, like I'm always lonely, which is something I've always struggled with, like, you know, like sex was one thing, and self-love and blah, 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 but like feeling like, you know, my independence and feeling like I can be productive when I'm alone, I've always struggled with. And my friend was like, Kailey, you, so I had that video. And then my next video was like, guys, I just had this realization that it is my responsibility to be productive alone. Like, I should be productive, like, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, a few days later, I'm like, guys, I'm like, oh, I'm just so lonely and da, da, da. And my friend was like, what happened? And I'm like, her saying that made me realize, like, I'm just learning and growing past this, but I'm almost there, because I finally am taking accountability. And, like, I finally have taken accountability for my relationship with food and my relationship with being productive, the same way that I finally took accountability that I was hurting myself with sex and caring what people think and trying to fit in. And so, yeah, I think the more I take accountability for my life, like the more space I have to like empower people more.
Yeah, totally. Do you think that all of these, you know, things that you've gone through and learning lessons in your life all stem from a similar place?
You know, it's funny. I don't know what's similar. One thing that Nina said to me that's always stuck with me is she was like, I've never known anyone who's gone through more girl problems. Like, relationship with food is such like a girl thing. And like relationship with getting treated with respect with guys is such a girl thing. Like, I feel like all of my problems in life are such like girl things. Like for example, like struggles with I haven't had as much struggles with my family. And I feel like, not that that's not a girl thing, but it's like a little bit less like tailored to like girl problems. And I feel like, I think all of my struggles have come from finding my like confidence and strength as a woman. And like, especially because I believe like I can be so strong, just like stepping into that more and more. But I do think that like the core of all my problems is like how high can I like respect myself and take accountability for my life and like love myself and like be treated right. And I think that like because I have such high standards for myself and like such a willingness to learn, I'm like able to like actually make a lot of progress and all those things. So I'm like grateful for all the failures because I feel like they have helped me like
Totally.
given me some purpose.
How do you use all of those like quote unquote failures as a means of growth rather than allow it to get you down? Because so many people, including myself, like we all go through this where we're going through something negative that like it gets our energy down, our self-confidence, our self-love is just not there. And it's super easy to go into the black hole and like completely take a left turn into a different life that's not the life that you want. And I think for some people, it's difficult to come in with that mindset of this is just a means of growth. How do you switch that mindset? How did you become aware of that?
Become aware of my...
Of using it for growth rather than letting it get you down.
Right.
And take you down a dark path.
Right. Well, it's funny because I don't know if I told you this, but I was scrolling through my TikTok and I was reflecting because you know when you look at old pictures you know what you were feeling in the picture. You're like I know I felt good in that one.
Yeah.
And like you remember how you feel. So I was looking through all my TikToks and I was like I actually didn't feel that good about my body because I've been working on my body image like here and here and here and here. But then I was really I'm like but in every single one of these videos I thought I was capable of doing anything. And so I think because I've always had that faith in myself that like which I don't know where it came from, but I'll just give it to my parents because my siblings have it too. But I think that that faith in myself allows me to be like, well, I'm going to get there. So like, obviously this was for it to help me get there. And like, thank gosh I had that because now I can relate to them. Like now
Totally.
So yeah, I think the faith in like who I am and where I'm going. And like, even when I was doing all those things with guys, like I still had that thing in my head that was like, I'm amazing. So weird that like my parents brainwashed me with I'm amazing. It's like almost like I'm trying to figure out like what part I need to give my kids so they can have the internal and this. But I do think that like talk that my parents gave me has allowed me to like push through things and like believe in myself. Even when I was like literally a piece of trash, I'd be like, I'm amazing. And I think that like eventually got me to like become that.
What I'm seeing is like you have become like you've always had a clear vision of where you want your life to go and who you want to be. Yeah. And I think some people, a lot of people don't have that clear vision of where they want to be. And we look to people like you. We're like, I want to be like her. She's so confident in her skin. She's literally living my dream life. She's doing that. Like, I can do that too. And that's what I love about your story is that I feel like so many people, especially young women, might be able to relate to your story and see where you are now and say, I can do that too.
Oh, I love that. I agree.
Totally.
Go girls, go.
I know. So speaking of girls, out of college, or actually still in college, you started a business called Kailey's Queens. Where did that come from? Because I feel like that is like the most random thing, but you literally did that.
Yeah, so I had a degree.
Tell us what Kailey's Queens is.
Oh yeah, so Kailey's Queens was a girl empowerment group. I wanted to be the next Girl Scouts. And maybe one day I will have the next Girl Scouts, but I need some work. I have some work to do before that. But I wanted to create the next Girl Scouts. And ironically, like, it's the weird thing about me is like during this time, I remember I was seeing the couple, but I was building a girls' confidence group at the same time. It's so weird.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like, it's so wild. I have always had this, you know, my best friend, Emily, she's been my friend for 10 plus years. She's my longest friend. She will always say, like, since I was a kid, I never cared. I'm like, I don't care what they think. I don't care. Like, I've always been like confident in that way. I never have cared what people thought about me. It's so funny. Probably should have cared a little more. My parents definitely wish after this conversation I cared a little bit more. My parents really, they're like, please put a filter on this girl. Yeah, I definitely just lost my train of thought. So
Kailey's Queen.
Oh yeah, Kailey's Queen. So, but yeah, I just wanted to teach young girls to like not care what people think and to love themselves. And I started putting these events together to try and not have to go into an engineering job, which I never freaking wanted to do after college. So I started hosting these events.
Why did you choose an engineering degree?
I was always really good at math and science, and my parents made me go to college. I never wanted to go to college either.
So what inspired you to start Kailey's Queens? Like,
not having to get it. I knew I wanted my own business, and I knew I did not want to get a job. So I knew I needed a profitable business, else I was going to have to get a job.
how long did you do that for?
Well, I started hosting these little events in LA, and then COVID happened. So I had no choice, but I didn't even think about ending it. I was like, oh, let's move online. And then it blew up online because it was like, I like was going on tons of news stations because teen girls are going online to like gather, you know, when like the whole world was shut down. Totally. So ironically, I literally was like, what event should we do online? Because in person we were doing like movie nights and spa nights. And somehow they had the idea of baking. I loved those girls so bad. Oh, it's so weird. Like, because the reason I chose middle school girls is because I just asked people, I'm like, what age should I do? Like, I know I want to do confidence. And everyone would say teen girls, but I didn't choose teen girls. Everyone just like was like, oh, why don't you try younger? Like, I thought I wanted to do high school girls, but everyone was like, no, middle school. So I did middle school, and then I just like fell in love with them. Like, I can't explain how much, like, I think about those girls. I love them. Like, I love them so much. They're like my like world, and I love leading them. I feel like, I don't know why, maybe because they're younger. Like, I just feel like if I'm like, let's go girls, they'll be like, yes. I feel like with like girls our age, if I was like, let's go girls, everyone would be like, calm down. Like, I feel like my teen girls, they're just like my girls. I'm like, let's go guys. And they're like, yeah. Like, I literally have the funniest videos of like them all chanting like, who are we? Kailey's Queens. Like, I had them like literally like just, but anyways, they had the idea of moving to baking, and I've never baked in my life. So I like teamed up with this like baking company that shipped out like subscription baking boxes, and I would ship baking boxes with all across the world with the ingredients, and we would make the ingredients together. Like, it'd be a confidence Zoom call.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, I'd be like, let's pour in the sugar on 3, 2, 1. Like, and by the end, there was like of the hour and a half, everyone had like their cookies done, and it was all on Zoom.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So what happened? Why are you no longer doing that?
COVID died it down. And also, I was a terrible business owner. Honestly, I realized about myself, I don't like running a business. Like, thank gosh for content and social media, because it wasn't a thing. Yeah. Like, it was kind of a thing, but it wasn't a thing like it is now. I was meant to be me and like be a face and talk. Like, when it comes to like emails and like delivery, like I will figure it out. And like my dad always says the interesting thing about me is that I'm like a creative with like a business mindset, and most like creatives aren't business mindset, but like I can pretend to be business and be like, negotiate, let's go. And like, cause I have that like strong personality, but like spare me on like the customer service emails and like, so anyways, it kind of just died down after COVID, or because once COVID ended and people started going back to real life, the girls didn't want to like be on Zoom. And also it just ended, and they told me to go on social media, and then I just started going on social media.
So what did that look like? Your journey from Kailey's Queens to social media? Because you blew up pretty fast.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was slower until it was fast, but because of Kailey's Queens, this like random company asked me to host a TikTok con event, to be the host of an event. And they found me through Kailey's Queens, probably like through news stuff. And I go to Dallas. That's where I met Troy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, in 2021. That's one of my best friends. And for anyone listening who doesn't know. And I like was hosting this event, and all day I'm interviewing these people. And you know me, I'm like, you can do it, I can do it. And like these people all day are like, oh yeah, I make a living like making videos. And all the teen girls had been telling me to go on, but I'm like, yeah, like I don't know what this TikTok thing is, and like, what is this?
Yeah.
And they were like, we post 20 times a day, we da. And so from that conference, I started posting 20 times a day. Like that was in June of 2021. I didn't blow up until December, but I was posting 20, not 19, like sometimes over 20.
Wow.
I was psycho. I was like, I will succeed in
How
this.
do you even like post that much?
Well, back then it was like not as curated. Like you could just dance to a song, or you could be like, here's how to love yourself. I don't know. It just was like, you know me, I can pop some. Even to this day, I'll do 100 videos. But then in December, I blew up on my Kailey's Queens account for my family. But I didn't want to be known for my family. Like I started filming my family and like.
Yeah.
So in January, I made an account, and I remember that day I blew up like the first day I started. It was like I blew up the first day, but I had known what I was doing then. So like I knew to like not just make a video, but like recreate something that was working. So I was like smart with it. And so I went from 0 to 400,000 followers in 2 months at that time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
By posting 20 times a day.
I was posting 20 times a day after that too, yeah. On a new account.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy town.
And so how did you get from that to now over 1 million? Almost at 2?
Yeah,
right?
I'm at 1.8
Yeah.
on TikTok.
Yeah.
Well, I've never stopped. And I honestly, what's weird is like I've been inconsistent with like I always change my mind. Like anyone who's worked with me, honestly just feel bad for them, because I'll be like, let's run to A. And I'm like, never mind, let's run to B. And I'm like, let's run to C. Like I'm so indecisive, but with content, I've just always known like there's nothing more powerful than content. Like right now in this day and age, which I'm sure will change one day, but social media is literally currency. It's respect, it's social currency, it is opportunities, it's everything. And I've always known that. And honestly, even talking about it right now, I'm like, I need to go even harder. Like I'm not going hard enough, because it's like literally it is everything. And I always knew that. And so I just have never stopped. And I've had a lot of plateaus, but it's always gone like this, like plateau, spike, plateau, spike.
Totally.
Yeah.
Are you genuinely happy in your life right now?
Right now I am, but like last month I was not. Last month I was struggling big time with my relationship with food. But right now that I got my power back, yes, I actually feel like I'm like at the beginning of a new, like, because I think our content is reflective of our personal growth. And yeah, so like I was blowing up when I was internally growing, and then I plateaued when I stopped internally growing. But I know right now I'm like, no one understands what I'm about to create, bro. I am like, the fire in me, it's heating up, bro. I'm about to blow up.
Where do you see yourself, like, ultimate dream? I know you want to be as big as Kim Kardashian or Taylor Swift, but what does that look like for you?
It's like, I am like a walking model of self-love and confidence, and also healthy confidence and healthy communication. I am really passionate about relationships and communication, but I want to be a figure that everyone knows is, and I want to go on tours with girls. I want like Taylor Swift auditoriums of girls. I don't know exactly what it looks like yet, but some compilation of tours and big audiences and big things. And something that also just inspires me is to like do it so the girls know they can. Like I want to get like I'll stay in New York for a year, but once I get out to Miami, I am getting a freaking decked out pink convertible that is sparkly, just so other girls, even if I don't want it, then I'm going to get it just so girls know that they can get it too, which is what I was going to spend my money on. But then, of course, now, I'm deciding to live in New York for another year. But
well, I love that. Thank you so much, Kailey, for being here, for being so vulnerable with us, for sharing your story. And I know that we for sure have so much more to cover, but I don't want to make this too long. Thank you
7
so
hours
much
late.
for being here.
Thank you.
And I love you so much.
I love you too.